We push live.
Welcome in, everyone, to Dig on America, a socio-political podcast where every week we give you, that's right, you, the dig on U.S. history, politics, policy, and sometimes pop culture, and we discuss how they affect socio-political issues today. DOA is independent media, sponsored by our listeners, but also, in all likelihood, a deep state propaganda arm funded by the Clinton Foundation, by George Soros, by Jay-Z, and oh, who else today?
Cobra Commander.
The Cobra Commander. You saw they're making a new Snake Eyes movie.
It's going to be awful.
Yeah,
It'll probably
well, maybe not. They're doing it as an origin story for Snake Eyes, so it might be cool.
But why? The franchise is dead.
They're trying to reboot it. Obviously, they want to make
Just
some
gotta
cage.
put that last little clump of dirt on there. Stay down.
Yeah, I liked the first one. It was okay, except for the end. But for the most part, I enjoyed it. I was a huge G.I. Joe fan when I was a kid. So
I used to watch Mask.
Mask is they're making a live action of Mask too.
Dude, Mask was the shit.
With Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz.
No, not that Mask.
And
No,
Paul
they're gonna
Rudd.
use.
You know, that's the
no, they're
fucking
gonna
classic.
use Jim Carrey and Cameron Diaz in the one that was about the soldiers. It'll be even better.
See?
The crossover movie we've all been waiting for.
Mask is the one where the cars used to turn into
Yeah.
flying saucers and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Spaceships.
So
And the fucking gangster boss talk like this, see?
Stop talking like what? See?
Talk about what, see? Not doing it, see?
Get over here, Flatfoot.
Nah, see? Get over here, Flatfoot.
Yo, before we even get the show started, can we start a petition to get a new Dick Tracy movie? I
Why?
love
Annette
Dick
Bening was
Tracy.
Talk about that. Talk about franchises that are dead.
I
Yeah.
love Dick Tracy.
Annette Bening and what's his face? Who played Dick Tracy? I forget.
Warren Beatty.
Warren Beatty.
Yeah, they were great.
You had Madonna in there. You had
Madonna couldn't act her way out of a brown paper bag. Though.
What's his face? My man, BB Gulps, BB Deep, BB Gulps, BB Deep, Mumble Mouth. Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman.
That movie was so good. I'm gonna watch it again.
It was funny. Flat
Yeah,
top in there.
If you saw it today, you'd probably be like, "Man, these special effects suck." But they didn't. Seem
Yeah,
like
It's like watching the original Star Wars now. You're like, what the fuck?
Oh yeah.
Why did I think this was cutting edge?
Easy. Hoss.
No Star.
That's nerd lore, man.
Yeah, no
Or
Star Wars.
watch-
Come on, you watch that shit
Watching
today and
the-
you see the special effects and you know you're like, wow.
I don't care that
It's
Obi-Wan
basically like
Kenobi's.
claymation in this motherfucker.
I don't care that Obi-Wan Kenobi's lightsaber. If you took that bitch head on, was a stick. There was no other word for it. That bitch was a stick.
Yeah.
It was not intimidating at all.
Or how about watching the original Mortal Kombat movie?
Oh, those are horrible.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
The
bad.
claymation Goro. That was
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Or the reptile, the very, very bad CGI reptile.
Did you guys see the new one?
Yes.
I didn't
liked
see it yet.
I thought
It was
I thought
all right,
was
except
okay.
for they
Yeah.
neutered
Whoa.
Liu Kang.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
I'm
did.
sorry. They
No,
neutered
they
Liu
I
Kang.
didn't watch it yet.
Him and Kung Lao are a bit. Well, Kung
Yeah.
Lao was more of a badass, but then anyway, we won't spoil it for you. Go.
Yeah,
go
let me
Mortal
watch. Let me
Kombat.
watch it tonight. I'll watch
Um,
it tonight.
By the way, I'm here with the Dark Knight in Gotham. Little Haas, what's happening, Little Haas?
Nothing, man. What's going on, man? How you doing, man?
Lil Haas X.
I've been putting carburetors in all day, man.
That's his rap name, Lil Haas. And producer extraordinary, Michelangelo Faminier, Ding Dong, Chapa Chakalinga. What's happening?
I think he's trying to communicate, guys. It's doing
what
great.
What did you say, Saltine?
Yeah, it's all great over here at Mikey Famine on Twitterville. Thank you.
The price is wrong, bitch.
And friend of the program back again. Guess who's back again.
We started talking about rap. He went straight to Eminem verse.
Phone a friend. Well, it's not my fault. He is the one who's guess who's back. Guess who's back in the podcast. Tim Bristol, what's up? Back to the show again. Back to the show again. Back to another white rapper.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
What's up, Timbo?
I come to you from the obvious tropical climate of Connecticut, according to my shirt. Not much.
Been nice having you. See you later.
Yeah.
I see you have marijuana leaves all over that shirt.
These are palm trees.
Right.
That's what you say in court. Speaking of
this
court,
is a tropical bandana I'm wearing.
Before we get to our topics today, speaking of court, I have an interesting thing that happened. So about in mid-April, I was driving down the street in LA, and before I had bought my new car, I didn't have Apple CarPlay in my Santa Fe. So I had my phone propped up on the dashboard, and I hit the brakes a little bit too hard. It fell on the floor on the passenger side. So at a stoplight, I reached over, tried to get it, couldn't. Took my seatbelt off, reached over again. This time I got it. Picked it up, plugged it in because I noticed the battery was low. Set it back up on the dashboard. Looked over to my right. Motorcycle cop.
Pulled your punk ass over, didn't he?
If you can't see me on the audio, I'm pretending to be a cop and looking in my window.
He looked like one of them Velociraptors from Jurassic Park.
Pull it over. Why, bitch?
Fix your camera.
Okay. So I pull it over.
Huh?
And I knocked the cop knocked over my camera. He turned his body cam off, of course.
Why?
So he pulls me over and he goes, got you with your cell phone in your hand. I'm like, come on, dude.
Are you serious?
I dropped it at a stoplight. Still against the law. Then he says to me, and I give him some credit for this. He goes, so do you want the seatbelt ticket or the cell phone ticket?
God damn.
I said, is neither an option? He was like, no. I'm like, which one is worse? He goes, they're both the same.
Then why are you giving me an option?
So I picked, he's like, but if you get pulled over with your cell phone again, it'll double. So I do the seatbelt. I'm like, okay, fine. Seatbelt it is. So he writes me a seatbelt ticket. I had court today. So yesterday, though, I have a really big account I've been working on at work. And of course, the owner of the company says, let's meet Wednesday at 8:30. Guess what time my court date is? Wednesday at 8:30. So $500,000 account, court date. I pick $500,000 account. So I go to the courthouse last night, and you can't get in because of COVID. So you have to call. They have the number on that you got to call when you get there. And I go to so I call the number. There he goes, hello. I'm like, yeah, I got a court tomorrow. I can't be there. I need to get a new date. She goes, okay, how's the 18th of June for you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not going to work because I'll be in Sacramento that whole week. Can I have the next available date, please?
Nope.
Sure, sir. No problem whatsoever. Oh, the next available date is May 28th.
2022?
2022.
I'll take that one. Thank you.
I said, sign me up.
I'll be there at 8:05.
And it's
Jesus Christ.
And it's the 2 p.m. date too. So I go.
How are they writing that many tickets?
I guess it's got to be obviously COVID related, but I'm like, that cop, that's going to be a full fucking almost 14 months later.
Yeah,
man, you better fight.
If he shows up for that date,
yeah,
if he shows up for that date, he's a real prick.
Man, they throwing that whole thing out.
You
Ain't
remember
no way,
Mr.
buddy. Ain't no way, buddy, gonna
Wilmert
stay on the.
here?
Ain't no way that dude is gonna stay on the force that long. The
Yeah,
way
he'll be
these cops has been acting, ain't no way he gonna last that long. You'll wait him out. Ain't no way.
So you got
now
pulled over by a bike cop?
Yeah, it was by a LA sheriff, and I think I'm going to get a continuance too, because I'll find out what's going to happen is it's going to become like April, and then they're going to send me a notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I take that back. I said, "Will they send me a notice?" She goes, "Probably not." I'm like, "So I'm going to miss this." So I put a date in my calendar. I'm like, "Watch."
Hopefully you have this. Like hopefully you still have the same phone.
Well, that's for sure. But I'm like, hopefully, that's right. A couple days for my birthday. So I'm like, well, maybe I'll be out of town. Maybe I will just call a week or two before that and see if I can get a continuance to 2023. Because by 100% by then, that guy will be moved on to detective or fired for, beating up an unarmed African American or something. If that it was a Hispanic cop, but still,
Oh man, they
never do anything.
Hate black people, dude.
Yeah, so
they ain't worried about us.
But yeah, so I have that going for me right now. So I'm in for the 1.5-year court date from now every single time.
So 100%. Were you on the show?
You know, you're lucky you're not in Illinois because they don't let you do that shit.
Nope.
They like, hey, either you there or you gonna wait for that warrant.
No, you know what they'll say? Like, oh, you can't make it? That's fine.
Okay.
And they won't say no.
They won't say nothing else.
And they'll just let you miss that court date, and they will just.
I've been to court in Illinois before. You just got to go in and turn on the white charm. You guys just got to practice it.
I didn't know that the light was yellow, and I'm
colorblind in my left pupil.
My name's Chip, and I didn't know I couldn't do that.
You like that, Dave? Because I did
know
I'll tell you what though, in Illinois, if you get a red light ticket, it's $100, right? 120, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In California, you got to go to court. It goes on your license, and it's $550.
No, I got jokes. I got a joke for y'all. It's called.
They're throwing those shits out.
I'm gonna go straight sovereign citizen. I'm like, please bring the stoplight camera so that I can face my accuser.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that? You
know something in Naperville on Route 59?
Yeah.
As soon as the light turns yellow, anything that's in an intersection when that motherfucker turns yellow is getting snapped.
I know exactly what one you're talking about.
That's 130. That's 135th Street.
No. That's on North Aurora Avenue. Delta Sonic right there. What is that, Butterfield? Or is it North Aurora Avenue?
Route 59.
Right,
and
North Aurora Avenue.
Like 120 or something street.
That's not the one by Delta Sonic. Then I'm talking about the
135th. He's right. Mikey's right. That's the one I just passed.
I used to live like 5 blocks
from there. So did I, and I'm telling you, the one right by the Delta Sonic.
The one on the other side of the underpass?
On the other side of the underpass?
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone.
They took it out.
It's been gone.
Oh, it's been gone. Okay, well, I've been gone too.
I know. I'm trying to help, but
the one at 135th.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Can you bring in the person who removed the stoplight to show me that they took that stoplight out?
They probably still got a couple tickets with your name on it.
The one at 135th Street. If you're in the middle of the intersection, passing through it, and that light turns yellow, it is flashing your shit.
Yeah,
but they're not.
You ought to see the people are as soon as the light turns yellow.
Yeah, stop in the middle of the intersection, get T-boned by a semi truck.
They just stop. They like stop. You know,
that's one.
You're not supposed to get it unless your back tire has crossed into the intersection.
Listen to him with these technicalities. That robot don't know no different.
Don't give no fucks. That motherfucker says yellow. As soon as it turns yellow,
the robot
that bitch turns yellow.
The robot doesn't, but the person reviewing the tape does.
They don't give a fuck either.
Person. It's a robot reviewing the tape.
There has to be, because, and let me tell you why I think there has to be. I have the light flash on me frequently when, like, especially and again, it could be different in a different state, but like we have one that is right by our northern branch and by San Jose. And whenever I make the right, I pull up and I stop, but I pull up a little bit further than you're really supposed to, because in California they have the crosswalks. So I pull up a little bit further because I want to be able to see if there's cars or people coming. So I'll stop. It flashes me 100% of the time, and I've never gotten a ticket from it because I stop.
They know you're stopping and doing a right.
I just don't stop
turn.
right. I don't stop in time for the robot to know that I stopped, right? Because he's already said, "Oh, he's going." And he takes the picture, but then I stop after that. I'm still in the intersection. So my stance is, and I'm sticking to it, somebody's reviewing them shits.
Well, maybe in California they're reviewing it, but in Illinois they're trying to get that cheddar.
And you've also not proved anything. It still took your photo, which is fine. It's still recognizing. It's using a bot to recognize your license plate. Guaranteed. There is not a dude sitting there with some post-it notes going through the thing.
That's fucking that's Dutch again.
Then why would it not send me the ticket?
Because you're not breaking the law.
Right, but who's determining that?
The robot.
Yeah. The robot says,
okay, well then you might be right, but I don't
because you are stopping and then you're creeping to look to see if it's safe to proceed. That's not going through the red light. That's why you're not getting a ticket. It's not because there's a person.
If the robot sees that your car is at an angle where you're turning, it's like, oh, it's making a right-hand turn.
Okay, that's perfectly plausible. It might be that the AI is smarter than I'm giving it credit for, but they've been doing this shit for 15, 20 years now.
We all got a lot of friends. I ain't never met nobody that actually work at the fucking sort through the fucking license plate plant. Because there's no people.
Hey man, what you do? Man, you know I be collating and stapling red light camera pictures, man.
I'd be like, oh,
work in the mail room.
This is my ex-boyfriend. He definitely getting the ticket. He stopped, but he's getting the ticket.
Right? Is that German? That's fucking German. Is that a bitch in the car with him? Oh, he getting the ticket.
Or I'd be sitting there, I'm like, oh goddamn. He's got truck nuts on it. I don't even give a fuck if he fucking
ticket,
stamp,
Confederate flag, ticket.
I'm
fucking automatic AK-47, AR-15 rifle family, ticket.
Yeah. Oh, what are you driving? A yellow Saab? Your car's disgusting.
A dude driving a bug, ticket.
He's driving a bug and it's not a dune buggy. So
no ticket, especially the convertible one. Ticket.
Actually, I think he hit somebody.
Yes, he did. All right. Jumping in. We want to play 4 Down Territory with Tim. We weren't going to because he's a friend of the show. He's been on the show before, but Haas insisted. So Audible 2416, Bristol, Connecticut. Big Haas, what do you got for him?
Dude, I got a question for you.
All right.
I've been wanting to ask this question.
If I stuck this cigar up your ass.
What?
I would never do that.
I
like cigars too much.
Oh wow.
Tim Bristol, grilled cheese king of Connecticut. What is your favorite movie quote?
Ooh,
my favorite movie quote. Ooh, that's a good one. Let me think.
Like one you find yourself saying all the time.
Haas was driving around yesterday. He said, "Oh shit, I got a great question. I can't wait till the next podcast. I don't care who the guest is. They're getting this question."
You are lucky that there's other people on this. I would put my nuts on the camera for you.
Don't say it. Jenna's watching.
Okay. All right, so if you guys go to patreon.com/
All right, favorite movie quote. It's more of a mini speech than a quote, but the speech the speech that the president gives in Independence Day before they do the final battle.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Who was that? Was that John Paxton?
Bill Pullman.
Bill Pullman.
Pullman. Even
John
better.
Paxton's twin brother. Yeah.
Even better in Twister, when the evil meteorologist meets up with the heroes of the movie, and the
meteorologist,
and the good guys
doesn't even go together, dude.
And the guy's like, oh, he's in it for the money, not the science.
He's in it for the money, not the science.
Right. Like that's just the most ridiculous premise for he's a meteorologist that's in it for the money. Like that's the most ridiculous premise ever.
Yeah, Al Roker, we got our eye on you.
Right.
And by the way, I saw Al Roker Jr.'s Twitter. He only has like 300 followers. I've tried to follow. I followed him and he didn't follow me back, so I defriended him.
That's petty.
He had 2 days. No, I don't. You know what is a thing? Is people following you on Twitter, and when you follow them back, they unfriend you because they want to look popular. Like, I have more followers. Yeah, it's all right.
I have more followers than people I'm following.
Tim, who is the person who you follow, on Twitter, who you like the least?
He's got
who I follow, who I like the least.
He's got 1,652 followers. Liar.
No,
I don't. Okay, hold on. I don't know who I follow on Twitter. Hold on.
Me.
I don't know who I follow.
This question's going well.
Yeah, so I don't regularly check who I follow on Twitter, so I have no idea. I used to follow Trump just for the lulz. Yeah. Let's see. Who do I follow who I hate? I don't like
my ex-wife.
I don't have any ex-wives.
My current
lucky
wife.
Dude, you are lucky.
You know, there's this Wayne Maker guy I follow.
I hate that fucking. Oh my
Fuck
god,
that guy.
The worst. The literal worst.
Let's see. You know, there's a couple of Republicans on my Twitter that I don't necessarily like.
All right, well, spit one out before you ruin the segment.
I'm just gonna say Wayne, just for the funsies.
Okay, I'm down with that. I like it. Fuck Wayne.
Yeah, fuck you, Wayne. Cunt.
Mikey.
You get to go on a 1-week tour of Europe. Which celebrity chef is your tour guide?
Oh man, fucking Gordon Ramsay all the way.
Nice. I'm a big Gordon fan.
Yeah.
What is this?
Al Roker Jr.
76 followers.
That's not the one I'm looking at.
He must have one of them little bot accounts.
Chicago radio professional for 34 years and somewhat charming at times. Classic rock morning show host, ABC 24/7 music formats powered by LRN. Host 720 WGN.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thing this one says.
Well, he's got 2 accounts there, homie.
No.
Are you still following him?
Look at it.
There, just followed him.
Which one's the bot?
He's not following. I think I might have found his professional one because he's not following anybody on this one. So maybe he doesn't follow back. It's a thing.
Okay.
Like Jay-Z doesn't follow.
Such a great question. You know, did you think of 2 great questions?
Let me ask him another one.
Hit him up.
We'll do an AMA. Ask me anything.
Oh, all right.
Those are always risque.
Let's see. Scaped or all natural?
Gross.
Last time you asked them if it was boxers or briefs, and now you're asking.
I didn't ask him that.
Landscaped or all natural? Okay. What is it, Tim? Answer the question.
Natural. I don't
like a real man.
I mean, I trim occasionally, but it's not like
date nights.
I have a better answer for the Twitter one too. Elon Musk. Fuck that guy.
Why everybody hate Elon?
Why don't you like Elon?
Because he's fucking with my Bitcoin and my Dogecoin.
He is fucking with our shit right now. I'm kind of pissed off. And then to make it even worse, fucking Tesla stock is down too. But that's all right. Yep. That's giving me an opportunity.
I'm really getting hated on in the chat right now because I have light mode on Twitter instead of dark mode.
Yeah, that is trash though, bro.
Darker the berry, the sweeter the juice.
I'm out.
It's not your fault.
You are fake news.
It's not your fault that you use things inappropriately. It's our job to tell you that you're using them inappropriately.
You're right. I give up.
What's the brightness? What's the brightness setting on your phone? By the way, I'm just curious now.
82.
And you on bright mode? Oh, come on, come on, player from the Himalayas. That's why your battery was down in the first place. And that's why you got pulled over with your dead ass battery phone on the floor.
So
because
what
you
you're
had
saying
that
is
shit on light mode. Should have kept it on dark mode.
So what
Bump
you'd
that
be
bitch up
saying
to 100.
is, what you'd be saying here is,
what I'm saying is what?
He wouldn't have pulled me over if I would have had dark mode on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because your phone wouldn't have been dead, and then you wouldn't have worried about it being down there because you knew it was already low on juice, which is why you even made the attempt to go pick it up.
You're right. Now, life makes a lot more sense now than it did 30 seconds ago.
So
you're welcome.
In conclusion, switch over to dark mode, charge your shit at night. Use airplane. Put your phone in airplane mode. There's a life hack for y'all. Put your phone in airplane mode if you're not expecting no calls and you want to charge your phone like 50% in 20 minutes.
Oh, that's a good one.
Disconnects it from the tower. Stops wasting all your shit. There you go.
All your shizzles.
All your schnitzels.
Inconceivable.
All right. So I apparently am not a real man of genius.
Real man of genius.
Here's to you,
Mr. Light Mode
Light
user.
Mode.
What a simp.
Put on that dark mode. Black is better.
Darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, man.
Tim, we got your echo back. All right. So let's just jump right into today's main topic. We're going to talk. I had some other stuff planned. I'm going to save it for next week because I had this changed on me at the last second, and I'm happy that we did because I forgot that was it 2 days ago was the yesterday or the day before was
31st.
The 100th, the Centennial anniversary of an amazing event in American history.
Amazing, a tragic event.
Big Haas, why don't you tell us all about this? Just tragic awesome thing that happened.
I refuse to speak on the grounds that that's fucking.
Yeah, show some fucking deference. Damn, it was a fucking massacre. Fucking terrific, awesome event. Shame on you, Dutch.
Sarcasm.
No, that we don't. No, man, not on that.
So you play sarcasm with show people. Thank you very much.
Well, my people were very involved in this. So, real quick, and this is from the Tulsa Historical Society Museum. I'm going to just read through this real quick, and then I'll let the guys talk about that.
It's almost like Mikey wrote down some stuff to talk about the event.
You can certainly you're certainly welcome to do that if you
let Mikey talk.
Let me guide you through some history here, Dutch.
Okay, guide me through.
Go ahead, Tim. What were you saying? And then I'll jump in.
I was going to say I just did a podcast about this myself, so I'm versed on the topic.
Beautiful.
Well,
let me take y'all back. Oh, where's the thing at? Hold on. Let's take it back. Pause. Tulsa, 1921. On the 31st. Greenwood was and is a neighborhood in northern Tulsa, Oklahoma. It was coined that name by Booker T. Washington, Black Wall Street. It was the gem of African-American entrepreneurship. And when I say the gem, I mean, you're talking, what did I have here? It was 300 plus Black-owned businesses in one city. We today don't have that. Not 300 all in the same neighborhood. Just it was too different. And why we're even talking about this is two lovers sparked hell on earth in a very real way never seen on American soil. While the two were in love, according to oral histories, the courts decided that the young Black man was guilty of attacking this young lady. Two young people, 119, 117, caught in an elevator. Girl runs out, say, "Oh," as if they had bumped into each other if something was a matter. And here come the white knights to protect her honor. And even though she refused to press charges, they still arrested the young man. And while at the courthouse, decided, you know what? They rounded up all the good old boys and they said, we're going to lynch this little man. He ain't getting out. He can't attack our people like that. That's what they said. So as the lynch mob gathered outside the courthouse. A small band of black citizens went down themselves to ensure that the young man.
Many of them were World War I veterans too.
Correct. They wanted to make sure that the young man got out safely. Words were exchanged as a white man tried to take a black man's gun, and then hell was unleashed. That's when shit got real. 35 square blocks were destroyed. 10,000 people were left homeless. 1,256 homes gone in 18 hours.
And people came, white folks came from nearby towns and cities to help to burn down the Greenwood district. Looting, burning homes and businesses, 35 blocks. Firefighters who arrived to help out, put out fires, testified that rioters had threatened them with guns and forced them to leave to let the homes and businesses burn. So, and the young man's name was Dick Rowland. And the young woman's name was Sarah Page. And I guess she screamed.
Are we losing Big Hoss here?
No, I see. I hear.
Oh, okay, I didn't.
She screamed, and Rowland fled the scene, of course,
right,
and arrested him for sexual assault because she screamed,
right.
And the sheriff initially turned the black men who came to help guard Rowland because they heard of the lynch mob coming. The sheriff turned them away, and some of the white mob tried unsuccessfully to break into the National Guard armory nearby.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, they deputized him.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of the white guy. I think that the history reads almost all of the people who were there were deputized, and they almost all were white. So I don't know.
You gotta make it legal. You gotta make it legal.
Yeah,
gotta make it legal.
There was a commission that researched this back in, I think, 2001, but
wait! Don't skip up that far.
The sad thing about this is that I think 80% of the people who know about this now learned about it from fucking Watchmen.
Hold on. Let me
out to Watchmen for
you
this
jump
back to the.
I'm doing the history part. You're getting all the way up to 2000s. Hold on, we ain't there yet. So in he digresses. The death toll is not what you would imagine it to be because a lot of people fled and they got away safely, but the estimates are very shaky. It's from 37 to 300 from people that were just missing and they just could never ever find again. Yeah. So they were all presumed dead.
And all of that too was because the reporting was squelched. So they would not allow reporting to be done. So, hundreds of people were killed, thousands of people were left homeless.
Now you might think that they just walked around burning houses with like tiki torch or something. No, they had bombs.
Yep.
They had
they dropped bombs from the air.
From planes. They had privately owned planes with bombs in them that they dropped over this neighborhood.
And keep in mind, this is only like 30 or 40 years after the airplane became kind of a thing in the first place. That World War I, there was difficulty getting airplanes just produced for World War I.
Well, these are crop
and
dusters.
These guys just got pilots sitting around with fire bombs ready to rock and roll.
They crop dusters, man.
There's crop dusters dropping
black
out the
people
window.
Bombers. That
a bunch of Russell Case driving around, flying around out there. Probably with the same political ideology as Russell Case in real life.
Right.
In 2001, G.T. Bynum was the first mayor to start searching for and exhuming the mass graves that checkered throughout the neighborhood. And those mass graves, some were found, some have not been found. Many of them have probably been concreted over. they weren't really recognized. And I think they've pulled up, I think in the report that I saw from the mayor, it was like they found like 12 just unnamed coffins just stacked on top of each other that they dug up, that they had just put people in the ground. Churches, homes, schools, no place was sacred or spared. There was a small contingency of people that were in the Vernon AME Baptist Church, which is still standing today. But there's still damage, and they still have one wall that's been kept intact. It's like it's inside the actual structure now, but they kept that wall, that old original brick that stopped the fire bombs from coming in, and the window is boarded up for where the people will be running in from outside to come hide inside the church.
Good thing Joel Osteen wasn't in charge.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
To this day, no one has been arrested, tried, or convicted in the Tulsa Race Massacre. However, several black men were tried for inciting the riot in the first place.
Yeah, for standing up for themselves and protecting one of their citizens that was being falsely accused. That's like when the cops fuck you up and then they charge you with assault. They got your blood on their uniform when they were beating your ass. So that's assault.
They're gonna send you a dry cleaning bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also I think it's important to keep in mind here the barometer of the temperature of the country at this time. Remember that this was 1921. Birth of a Nation had just literally come out, like a couple of years before. We all know the impact that film had. I forgot what year that came out, but Birth of a Nation came out. Actually, I probably 1915. So this is only 6 years after Birth of a Nation. And of course, people didn't always see movies right away back then. So, we had just seen a film that was probably the biggest film of all time at that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was shown in the White House.
At the White House.
And sort of like gave a rebirth to the Ku Klux Klan as, heroes. And, I can't help but draw a parallel there, because if that's like fresh in everyone's mind, it had to, that stereotyping had to play a role. I just don't see how it can't have some role in that whatsoever.
It made between $50 and $100 million at the box office.
Speaking of the Ku Klux Klan, they used some of that burned down land in 1923 to host the largest KKK rally in history.
To remind you, they want to remind you of what they did.
However, this did not scare us black folk, because they rebuilt it. Not to its full glory, but they did it again. Not quite the 300. I think it was somewhere in the 200s. But they brought the businesses back again. They built their own from nothing, from bombed out rubble. They rebuilt it again. Mm-hmm. And then in the 60s and 70s, the Urban Renewal, aka the nigger removal.
What they do? Did they build a highway through the town?
They literally cut Greenwood in half with an interstate.
Bam!
In half. The interstate went directly through the city.
They did that across the country to a lot of thriving black communities in the 50s and 60s, right through their neighborhood, split it apart, and then make one side white only and the other side black only.
Come on, we had to follow the grade of the land. It just so happened.
So what happens? So what happens when you need to Dutch, you'll know what this is. What happens when you need to, as a government, take over somebody's land? What would you claim?
Eminent domain.
Eminent domain.
And they claimed eminent domain, and they dropped out. They literally displaced 100 businesses right there by just putting the highway right through the middle of the community.
Just like when they took Central Park, they claimed eminent domain. and took Central Park from the black settlement that was there and made a beautiful park.
So the thing that irritates me about this is the fact that there's two things that irritate me. It's so long ago, it's not a big deal.
Oh, when people say that?
And worse than that, well, we don't know what happened in the elevator. He could have assaulted her. You know what? And nobody knows what happened in that elevator, right? Even the historical commission review says that. And I'm sure that the guy, he did something really, really foul. I'm sure he did something really, really, grotesque that really scared these guys. Like kiss her.
We said hi.
Or say hello.
You're so pretty.
Or smile.
Yeah.
Or give her a compliment.
Oh, make eye contact. Let's not forget.
Or whistle.
You could get lynched from making eye contact.
Whistling.
Yes.
I mean, come on. We all know what happens when you whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Emmett Till.
And I had not heard the part in my looking at this in the past about the fact that they may have been lovers. That's something that
that's
new
from
to me,
from the grandchildren.
Oh, okay.
Saying that.
Okay. But one thing that I think is, and I'm going to read a quick segment here from the actual Race Riot Commission report in 2001. After the eruption of violence, civil officials selected many men, all of them white, or I'm sorry, no, it is all of them white. So I read that wrong, and made them deputies, as I said before. Public officials provided firearms and ammunitions to individuals. Again, all of them white. Units of the Oklahoma National Guard participated in a mass arrest of all or nearly all of Greenwood's residents, which of course were predominantly black. They removed them to other parts of the city and detained them in holding centers. Mm-hmm. Entering the Greenwood district, people stole, damaged, or destroyed personal property left behind in homes and businesses. People, some of them agents of the government, also deliberately burned or otherwise destroyed homes, credibly estimated to have numbered at about 1,256, along with virtually every other structure, including schools, churches, businesses, a library, and even a hospital. So basically, they took the citizens of this town for their own protection and put them into internment camps and just let everything happen. So one, you're detaining the victim. Mm-hmm. And two,
and letting the criminal,
you're not allowing them even the ability to defend themselves or to have their right to bear arms. Because as we all know, the Second Amendment only matters if you look like Tim. No, so I left myself out. Or if you look like me or Tim. It's the only person that the NRA gives a fuck about. The NRA has never given a fuck about any people of color unless they toe their political line, and they'll prance you around like a pony.
Twins.
Yeah, while covertly fucking you in the ass when you're not around.
And then when you've outlasted your usefulness, they push your ass right out the back door.
Yep.
You know, Sheriff Clark, Diamond and Silk.
Whatever happened to Sheriff Clark?
They pushed his ass out the back door when they didn't need him no more. And then, like, now they'll bring him back and let him say something, or he'll get on a TV show. But you know,
he needs to stop fucking with the NRA and start fucking with Just for Men, because man, you want to talk about a spokesperson? My man coming out there with the China black goatee every time he on TV.
That's that Beijing.
He got that Beijing flush.
And by the way, this has been changed to become known as the Tulsa Riots.
Yeah.
When it wasn't a riot. Although I will, in the interest of being fair, the Red Cross did do a lot of good for a lot of the displaced people after that. So you have to, credit where credit is due to the American Red Cross, but they're the only entity that lent any assistance whatsoever and retained a lot of the historical records of this. All of the other local governmental social welfare departments just completely gave up all of their responsibility and just pretended nothing happened.
Oh man, that happens all the time. Literally January 6th.
I got 2 more paragraphs and then I'm done with y'all. And then we can discuss. You may not have heard of this massacre. This is intentional. It was purged from the history books of Tulsa, and some family members didn't learn about what happened to their families until they were adults. There is a modern push for reparations to restore the families who lost everything. Generational wealth is part of Black American story. Keeping it is the ongoing battle. Stay woke.
Yep. And once again, after the United States has paid reparations to just about everybody, there's discussion and debate and study needed to provide reparations for slavery, to provide reparations for the Tulsa Massacre is one of hundreds that happened in the years after World War One.
In the Jim Crow years.
And in the Jim Crow years as well.
Wilmington was another big one.
The first coup. The citizens came in and threw out the duly elected politicians there because they were Black. And they said, fuck that. This was shortly after the northern government made a pact with the southern states to pull the federal armed support away from the South during Reconstruction. And that's what helped usher in Jim Crow.
Yeah, and it's funny that, I mentioned Birth of a Nation before. One of the most troubling things about Birth of a Nation is obviously the portrayal of Black Americans when it came to voting in elections. So it wasn't even the woman part was horrible too, like the thirsty, lust-filled Black guy, and the woman would rather jump off a cliff. That's than be raped by him. That obviously is the scene that is the most striking, but or I should say that has been the most famous over time. But to me, what's most striking is that there's a voting scene in the beginning, and Blacks are seen stuffing the ballot box with multiple votes, while the white people are not allowed to vote. And then the politicians who are elected because the Blacks cheated and stuffed the ballot box are putting their bare feet up on the table, wearing their clothes in a disheveled manner, eating fried chicken and watermelon.
Of course. That's what popularized that stereotype.
Speaking loudly and yelling, and just acting like animals. Now, some of these were actual Black actors, which I don't understand, and some were in blackface. But that was the portrayal that you saw then.
And that's still
that is the fear that you have now when it comes to voting. Oh, Philadelphia.
Vote integrity.
Yeah. We have to protect.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Exactly.
And then they wonder, why do you get upset when we try to just clean up the Philadelphia or Chicago or Detroit or DC elections? Don't you want fair elections, Haas?
Georgia,
Yeah, Atlanta. Don't you want fair elections?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if there are some of my non-melanated kindred out there, if y'all ever wonder why there is this innate distrust in Black folk, not African Americans, Black folk, they know what that means. Black folk. There is a hesitation and a resistance to trusting the government, because when the devil comes a knocking and the government is supposed to be there to protect you, the government will lock you up and let the devil steal all of your things. When your family is being murdered by the devil,
The government will hold you back.
The government will hold you back, and you better not retaliate. And to the point where I was listening to some of the interviews of some survivors and survivors' children. They said, well, why didn't you never tell us none of this, Grandma? Why didn't you never tell us this? And she would say that I couldn't talk about it because if I told, she's like, I wanted you babies to grow up. And if I walked around talking about this, they would have dealt with me.
Mm-hmm.
There is the hesitation. That is not gone. Like reparations talking about, oh, you guys were never affected by this. Da, da, da. No, we are affected by things like this because if it happened to your grandparents and your parents were children while it happened, they have to put something in you to protect you. You have to be wary. You have to be on the lookout 24/7.
Yep.
And that doesn't go away in 1 year. That doesn't go away after a commission is passed. Nope. That goes away after decades and decades and generation to generation.
And it still doesn't necessarily go away.
Of good faith. Yeah. Like that it hasn't been proven yet.
Yeah. I think that everybody listening, you should definitely go to YouTube and look up post-traumatic slave syndrome. It's about an hour and a half video, but it talks about how the traumas of slavery and other atrocities visited upon blacks in this country actually kind of get in some ways encoded onto your DNA and passed down. And in other ways, and I'll share a quick story about myself and something that I do almost every night that I didn't recognize.
That was the first night me and you ever talked, and we said we did the same thing. Yeah. The same thing. I'm gonna shut up.
So,
my bad.
And in some ways, because of habits passed down from generation to generation that were born out of fear and trauma. So, myself, about 4 or 5 nights a week, I will wake up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I will grab my weapon and I will walk the house. And I will look in every child's room and make sure that they're safe. And I'll make sure that the doors are still locked and make sure that the windows are still locked. And almost doing a head count to make sure everybody in the house is safe. Okay? And I always wondered, I never really thought about why I did it. But then I remembered that my mom used to do it all the time. I'd wake up in the middle of the night and she'd be standing in the doorway. And I'd be like, what's wrong? And she would say, I'm just making sure you're all right. And then I'd be at my grandparents' house for the weekend and I wake up in the middle of the night and my grandfather would be standing in the middle of the doorway. Granddad, what's wrong? Just making sure you're all right, son. Okay? So then, fast forward, a couple years ago, I stumbled across this video, and they talked about how during the slave times, the slave masters would enter the slave quarters in the middle of the night and take the wife out of bed and take her to the big house or take her somewhere and rape her, gang rape her. And the husband would wake up and his wife's gone. Or they would come and take the kids away in the middle of the night while everybody's sleeping in the slave quarters. Take the kids and sell them off in the middle of the night. So many slaves would wake up multiple times a night to count their fucking kids, to count their kids, to make sure that they were still there. Husbands would wake up reaching for their wives, holding them close. And this gets passed down from generation to generation to generation. That's just one example. That's just one example of what we're talking about. And when people say slavery was a long time ago, they don't fucking understand what has been passed down through our DNA and through habit survival coping mechanisms from generation to generation. They don't understand that in this climate that we still live in today, where every time I go out that door, I say a silent prayer, hoping that I make it back to my own fucking house. Because I know what can happen out there like that. You don't understand, and you wonder why. Why are black people more prone to stress-related ailments like high blood pressure, strokes, things like that? Well, guess what? When you because of the climate that you live in, because of where you live, because of the things that go on in this country, if you always have, even in the back of your mind, the slightest doubt about your safety, you've got elevated adrenaline in your body. You're at a heightened sense of awareness all the time. That stresses you the fuck out. And that is why a lot of people say black folks are the most resilient folks in this motherfucking country. Because living like this each and every day, and we still out here trying to excel, trying to strive in spite of, and in many ways exceeding, in spite of the obstacles placed in our path, in spite of knowing that anytime you walk out your house, something could happen just because of this, just because of that chocolatey goodness that you got on your skin. It's hard. It's hard as black people hearing folks say get over it when they have no idea what it is.
And it wasn't until I talked to you that I realized I had been doing the same thing. That 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just get up out of bed, don't have to pee, not thirsty. I just got to make sure everything's good. Because if I don't, I can't go back to sleep. And now I'm worrying.
Slightest sound, wake up.
Who out
straight
there?
Up in bed.
Who out there? And I've always done that. Oh, even in apartments on the 3rd floor.
Yep.
I still
doesn't matter where I live.
I still have to check. I have to check. Because if I just don't, I don't know. I have something in me, like something bad will happen if I don't check. I won't see it coming if I don't get up and check.
Yep.
And I'd rather be ready.
And there's always a little light on somewhere so I can see a shadow or something.
I can see if somebody moving around.
I don't know how many times I almost fucking clap Peyton.
not the homie.
Because I come downstairs and I hear something, and it's her walking back to the bedroom after getting a snack from the kitchen or something. And I come around that fucking corner because all I hear is footsteps. I don't know who it is. It's 3 a.m. She should be asleep.
Right.
And she's got a bowl in her hand. Ooh, daddy. Ooh, you lucky. That's what. Anyway.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yes.
Because it's important. Thank you again for sharing, Haas. And I think it's important for us to get it out. Because I know I'm the he's going to start yelling again guy. But
you packed your anger guys today.
Thank you, Dutch. I was almost done with my heartfelt sentiment before you came in with your ridiculously shitty jokes. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But thank y'all for listening. If y'all haven't heard that before, then I'm glad you heard it now. If we don't say it, you won't know.
And that's the most important thing when people say, why do you talk about why? Because y'all we don't want you all to be blissfully ignorant.
Correct.
And then not understand why. That's why when people talk about rioting, and I talk about how there's 2 things, Martin Luther King said. Riot is the voice of the unheard. If you really look at it, when there's rioting, it's rarely the first thing that happened in regard to raising awareness for an issue. It's the first thing recognized and not just dismissed and ignored. There's usually sit-ins, there's marches, there's we're gonna block the
Leading
shopping.
Up to it, right?
There's things that happen and they all get
ignored. Kaepernick's.
And then after a while, when people say something else happens, yet another thing happens. Fuck that.
And now then they say, why don't you?
Now people are so frustrated. They're so angry. They feel so hopeless. They feel so unheard that those emotions erupt that way.
Right.
And MLK said a riot is the voice of the unheard. And he was asked to condemn rioting. And what he said was, I cannot stand before you today, and I'm kind of paraphrasing. I cannot stand before you today and condemn the riots without at the same time condemning the systemic issues that lead to rioting. That those systemic issues that lead a person to believe that rioting is the only way to get their voice heard. And far too many times, the issue is ignored. The people that are trying to raise awareness to get resolution for these issues are ignored in their non-violent methods of trying to raise awareness. Then when the riot breaks out, it's, that should never be the case.
Why don't we just talk?
Rioting is violence and destruction of property is never the answer. So the message being sent is, you should never destroy property, but we're going to ignore you when you're trying to non-violently raise awareness about the violence being visited upon you. You're non-violently trying to raise awareness about violence being visited upon you, injustice being visited upon you. But then if you destroy some property, now we're up in arms, and now it's on our radar. So the destruction of that property weighs more heavily on us than those lives and the injustices and the murder and the brutalization that is occurring.
If I'm at a restaurant and I'm flagging, hello, excuse me, sir. Bet you if I throw this glass across the room, I bet you somebody will come over here and pay attention to me.
Right.
Where were you at? You must have been at Denny's.
There is a lot of hypocrisy behind when people say that too, especially when white people say, because the January 6th riot, those
happened
guys
so fast.
Yeah,
it happened so fast though. They were marginalized for 8 whole days.
Yeah,
for 8 whole days.
They were traumatized. First, they were traumatized, and we should feel sorry for them. Then they were tourists, and every time Sean Hannity talks about it, he swoons over them. Yeah, and
but the progression, Tim, is exactly the same. Look, they felt they won the election. The courts won't listen to us. The news won't report the facts. Nobody, people are calling us crazy. We go to the Supreme Court. They won't listen to us either. So now what is the progression? Now we're going to start standing on the streets with our flags and running military vehicles up and, tanks and pickup trucks running down the streets of Bakersfield, which actually happened. How do people own goddamn tanks? I have no idea, but there is fucking tanks running down the street.
The Second Amendment.
And then nobody, you know what? Nobody still listened. So then what happens? You storm the Capitol. The progression's the same, except
that the timeline is like this.
The timeline is condensed into a tiny, tiny little. Well, what was I said 8 days facetiously because I
think it's 12.
We started talking about this after about 8 days after the election because we could see on this show when it was Western Underground, we could see, look, they're protesting, they're going crazy, and it's only been 8 days. This is going to get violent.
Yep.
And it did. And it took them from November, what was it, the 8th until January 6th. That's less than 2 months.
Yeah.
It took them less than 2 months, and they went through the entire progression that African Americans had gone through, and this most recent one since, say, like Ferguson to 2020.
That was 14.
So that was, Ferguson was 20. So from 2014 to 2020, you had this 6 something year.
6 years and 6 years and 50 unarmed black people.
Right. Of listen, Kaepernick kneeling, you hate America, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. I'm just saying that the difference between that and the difference between what happened in Ferguson and what happened in Washington, D.C. is that the people in Ferguson who rioted are, they're destructive and they need to be arrested and dealt with. And they're militant and destructive. The people in the January 6th insurrection are not traitors.
Mm-hmm.
They are citizens airing a grievance, and this is the only recourse they have left.
Yeah, because nothing airs a grievance like taking shit and smeared it on the walls of Congress,
and even
killing cops.
Even the members of Congress who were physically threatened, their lives were threatened.
Yep.
The conservatives in Congress are backpedaling on things they said on January 6th and January 7th about how these people need to be dealt with. And now they're just tourists, and it was.
What were they chanting again, Tim?
They were chanting
"Bring us Biden."
No, they wanted hang Mike Pence.
Hang Mike Pence, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what it was.
They erected a gallows to hang Mike Pence, and they should be treated with kid gloves.
They were looking for Pelosi and Mike Pence specifically.
But there's no white privilege.
Can I offer one thing to the panel? Can we ban all white men from buying rope? What y'all need rope for?
Can I buy twine still?
No,
sailing.
Hell no.
Well,
no,
I do have to object because I need the twine.
No, you don't get no.
But
twine.
I'm okay with giving up rope.
You can get y'all can use bungee cords
only.
No, hell no.
Exception for sailing.
Get some bungee cords.
You can't bungee cord sail.
You gonna figure it out.
If it cures the country, I'll give up my rope. How about that?
It won't. They'll figure something else out.
But you have
in Georgia they just take their pickup trucks and run people over on the side of the road too.
Oh, they do that in Bakersfield too. They ran a truck right through the fucking protest here.
I think Florida and Texas said that was legal now.
That's okay now.
Yeah, it's you will get no charges if there's a group of protesters. You can plow right through them.
I'd love to see that happen at an alt-right rally.
Yeah, let some brothers go through there.
Let some brothers take some Escalades through there and see what happens.
Right, or a 66 Impala.
Yeah, let's take let the brothers take a donk through there.
The riot squad, that group of like 6 or 7 right-wing media guys, they'd be all over that shit. But like let me give a little bit of experience from my own life on this, right? Like this is just anecdotal, but like I was bullied in
buildings that you storm.
I should have stormed the DuPage County courthouse, but I didn't. But like I was bullied in grammar school, right? So I went to, the bullying went on from the same group of like 6th grade kids, and I was in like 5th grade, 4th grade, at the bus stop for years, like up until I was in about the same kids bullied me all the time at the bus stop. I dreaded going to the bus stop when I was in grammar school, right? Like it was a terrorizing event for me to go to the bus stop because of Jason Augustine and Phil Rush or whatever the other guy's name is.
Oh, mine was Hyman Hannon.
These kids terrorized the shit out of me when I was in like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. Finally, they went on to junior high and things were better. But the bus stop was terrorizing for me, and the bus ride was terrorizing for me every single day. It was traumatic. My parents raised me as a Christian to turn the other cheek, so that's what I did. I ignored it, hoped it would go away. It didn't go away. One day we got off the bus, and one of the guys knocked the books out of my hand, and I punched him in his face. Truth be told, it probably didn't hurt him very much because I was a scraggly little 4th grader. But I got pulled into the office and told how wrong I was. My parents yelled at me. They said, "Doesn't matter what you do, that what they did to you, you should never react with violence.
Shit. I told my son to slap the fuck out of people.
Wrong. But the point of the matter is that I went to, you think I didn't go to the teacher? You think I didn't go to the bus driver?
Right.
You think I didn't go to my parents?
Right.
You'd think that the dean's just like, well, the boys will be boys. Principal's like, maybe you're doing something to cause the bullying.
Wow. What were you wearing? What the fuck were you wearing, Dutch? Did you have on those short shorts?
It was
stop antagonizing them and they'll leave you alone.
Exactly. I mean, this was something that ever, like, when people, like, sometimes when people tease me, even today, I get flashbacks to that. Right. So, like, I have to quickly in my head separate what's real from what's Memorex, because it was 40 years ago, but it was so impactful on me that, it lingered with me for a long time. And, but that's not the point. The point is I went to the teachers. I tried to get it to stop.
Yep.
And nothing ever happened until I punched the kid in the face. And then obviously I was told that I had, maybe he's got violence issues.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So microcosm. Yeah. But inflate that mentality up to a community and you see the parallel, right? In a lot of ways, it's not exact. I'm not pretending it to be exact, but the parallel of a community is very similar. Group psychology is very similar to personal psychology, in a lot of ways. And so when Black Lives Matter protests were happening in the summer, and people would say to me, Dust, do you think it's okay to riot and blow up a police car or rob a Walmart? And Haas will remember, I said specifically this. I said, no, I'm not okay with violence in general. I do, however, think that it's fair to ask why. Why are they blowing up the police car? Why are they looting the Walmart? Why are these things happening? What happened that led to this specific event? Because the general white person thinks, well, they're just a bunch of dumb ends, and they just want some free Jordans, so they're going to loot the Foot Locker. They're just taking advantage to get something for free, and it's unfortunate that it gets portrayed that way in the media, because we all know that there was only violence at like 5.6% of all of the protests.
Right. And I think that might still be a little generous.
Well, no, it's documented at 5.6%, but it was started by the police 25% of the time.
Yeah. Just so lobbing smoke bombs and rubber bullets, right,
or like that. At minimum 25% of the time. That's where the amount of times that they can prove that the
police
of the
5 point whatever
of the 5 point.
Yeah.
Right. So you take that down to about 3% ish.
And we're not even talking about the outside agitators that was proven to be there from alt-right groups that incited stuff too.
Oh, you mean how Antifa was at the riots?
No, not Antifa. We talk about Boogaloo Boys riots and stuff like that.
But see how they turn that, they deny the one and then they turn it around. And it's just so astonishing to me that they will say, because I would also say there's a difference between assaulting the city hall and assaulting someone's house. I do agree with that. I do think that is true. Or because City Hall is the entity that has been part of the systemic oppression. Joe down the street, his house necessarily, maybe not. So I think that you can draw a line there. But
without getting into the weeds on that, a lot of that shit has been found to not be any sort of Black Lives Matter protester or any protester at all, but either insurance fraud, which is what they found in the Ferguson report.
Sure. Yeah.
A lot of it was people like, oh no, the riots came.
Full of that. Yeah.
Busted out all their windows, set their garage on fire with their classic car that was worth $1 million.
I think there was 13 cases of documented insurance fraud in Ferguson.
That AutoZone where they just magically now they can sell the entire stock because vandalism, that all got sold, and the cops firing tear gas all over the place. No idea what they're doing. No idea how to use it. It's skittering down the street. It hits the curb, hits somebody's bushes, and their whole siding is on fire now because those things, the smoke coming out of there, it's very hot, couple 100 degrees. Yeah, the shit's burning. You burning down
an incendiary device.
Yeah, you're burning down the fucking neighborhood by trying to CS gas everybody.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of things from the chat here. Utah X, what up, X? Can we talk about how it took the U.S. government 100 years to recognize it as a massacre? Exactly.
Yeah.
But there's no systemic racism.
I actually asked on my podcast, I asked everyone, like, if it wasn't the centennial of this massacre, would we be talking about it at all?
Probably not.
Because we were talking about it from the view that American history is so whitewashed. There's so much stuff that isn't talked about in American history that stuff like this only gets into the popular culture when important anniversaries come up. And we just don't learn about these things until it's 100 years later.
Here, from Frustrated Atheist, thanks, Russ. It's a crying shame that this doesn't get talked about as much. Government wants to whitewash history, and this is something that needs to be said. White people need to own that bad shit.
But the thing is it's never forget, never forget, never forget. But then get over it, move past it. Let's move on. Going from January 6th to George Floyd to Colin Kaepernick, working your way back down the road to slavery. And it's so funny to me that when we talk, a lot of times when Black people talk about racism in general, especially contemporary modern racism and things like cops, obviously murdering people. And no matter what the time frame is that the Black person is speaking about this injustice, inevitably some white person will say slavery was a long time ago. I'm not talking about slavery. I'm talking about the dude that shot the kid with his cell phone in his hand 2 weeks ago or a week ago or 2 days ago. I'm not talking about slavery. But the default defense mechanism is slavery was so long ago. 9/11 was a long time ago.
It's an easy bumper. It's an easy bumper sticker. You don't have to have any more research. You can just say that, and then you can just continue to explain that slavery was a long time ago.
Yeah, and then I love my ancestors didn't own slaves, but your ancestors sure as shit weren't abolitionists.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So slave. Okay, look. A lot of times the people who are going to be saying this to you are, unfortunately, evangelicals. Ask them if they support Israel. Well, wait a minute. So you're going to tell me that you're okay with the Jews having been displaced hundreds of thousands, hundreds to a couple thousand years ago over a course of time, slaughtered during the Crusades, enslaved by the Egyptians, et cetera, and then obviously we won't even talk about the Holocaust,
right?
But you think it's okay to give them a whole country as reparations of a sort because of the Zionist mindset, because of what? Compared to you don't want to do it for slaves. The descendants of slaves, that was only a couple hundred years ago. So why do you support one so vehemently, but the other you don't? It mystifies me. And actually,
what could be different?
There is there is studies that talk about. I think it's from the Holocaust, but I could be wrong. It could be going back even further, based on kind of about what you guys talked about before, with like waking up in the middle of the night and things being ingrained into your psyche. Those things are also true of a lot of Jews.
Yeah,
that you will never see these same people say that those things are false on. Right?
No.
That's not to say there's not a lot of anti-Semitism within evangelical ranks, because there is.
Yes.
But in general, the support of Israel is you can't confront that issue. That issue is it's like abortion. Abortion, Israel. That's 1 and 2. So you won't see very much pushback on that at all when it comes to Jews. Why?
Right.
Why is it that you have this tendency to defend? We know why it is. It's because the Jews are written about in the Bible. The Hebrews are God's chosen people, right? But but at least be honest and consistent in your argument that oppressed group has mental, or not mental, but cognitive differences in their behavior and things like that have been ingrained in them, and that we should and that we gave them a free country. Apply that exact same thing to another group. Oh, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah,
that is the dishonesty in that argument is what I can't get around. And the only way that they get around it, and this makes me so angry, is but because they're God's chosen people, so we have to do that because God commanded it. And that's a cop out, and you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And you insult the entirety of Christianity by saying stupid shit like that. And the church is at fault for embracing it and not condemning it. So fuck you too.
Can we tax the church now?
Oh, you took my thing.
The price is wrong, bitch.
I'm speaking.
All right, so that was great.
No.
Anybody, Mikey, why don't you give us a closer on this?
Couple more things from the chat.
No one cares.
Let's see here. Oh, Tons of Mice, good friend of the show. Hi, Tons of Mice. Dutch, you should have known me. I was the terror of bullies, had the smartest mouth in town, and I made a few cry.
Hi, Ralphie.
I believe that.
Are you Ralphie from A Christmas Story, Tons of Mice?
I believe it. And one, oh God, fuck, it's that Wayne Maker guy. He says, my Sienna was getting shit from a little boy in her class. I told her to give him a stone cold stunner.
That's right.
Hey, that's right. Guy I hate from Twitter.
Yeah, it is the guy you hate from Twitter.
And let's all say it together on 3. Fuck Wayne on 3. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Fuck Wayne.
Fucking
asshole.
I told my son Camden, because he was getting tortured by some kids
Killer
in
Cam.
school. Yeah. I said, Camden, if they start messing with you and there's not a teacher around and you can't get away, put one right on them. Put one right on them. And sure enough, 3 weeks later, I was in freaking school watching the tape of my boy swinging on this kid right upside the head because he couldn't. The kid had him cornered. Camden put a right across his damn face. Well, I was like, "That's my boy." I said,
"Let me out."
You do what you have to do to defend yourself if there's no way out, and I will have your fucking back in school. You know, and I told him straight to their face. There's no way for him to get away from that kid. He did what he had to do. If you want to put him out of school, that's on y'all. But you're not going to sit here and make me feel bad for my son standing up for himself. Because I had a mom that was like, never ever respond in violence, just like your mom and dad, Dutch. And I took a lot of fucking shit for a long time, and it destroyed my fucking self-esteem.
I got sick of getting my ass kicked.
You know?
I got sick of that shit. And after
I'm not going to have my son do that.
After the fourth, fifth ass beating, it was time like, all right, somebody else is getting hit in this motherfucker. Aside from me.
I might lose the fight, but you're going to know you've been in a fight.
That's what I told my son. Fighting, though. We were fighting.
I'm not going to sit there and just be your punching bag and shit like that. No, that's what I told my son.
And I have to whoop my ass to shut me up.
I've been starting to teach my 6-year-old this because he's a tough kid, right? And he's strong. He's fucking, where he gets it from, I have no idea. He's way stronger than I was at that age. But like,
it's the protein
if he gets pricked, if he gets picked on, right? You know, and I've talked to my daughter about this too, because my daughter's experienced some racial shit at school and has, kicked people and stuff like that, and then gets in trouble for kicking people, call her the N-word. And I went back at school and a couple times now, and I've tried to educate them on, not educate them, that's not the right way to say it, but confront them on what their education level is when it comes to racist stuff. And like I told my daughter, and I'm trying to teach my son, like if someone corners you, like what you said with your son, defend yourself.
Yes.
But once you have the upper hand, that doesn't mean get on top of them and bash their head in and gouge their eyes out, right?
And my son
because
did not do
rage. Don't let the rage take over you. You still have to be self-controlled. But outside of that, and especially with my son, because he's strong, he might be able to fuck somebody up pretty good if they bully him, right? So
execute order 66.
By the way, The Bad Batch is fucking great. Have you guys watched it?
I watched the first.
No, I've seen it and I've almost been ready to click on it, but I haven't done it.
Watch The Bad Batch and fuck you on Invincible, you assholes. That fucking show. So
that show was great.
The show
was great.
Have you seen Invincible, Tim?
We got him.
Not yet.
Okay, mute yourself for a second.
Okay.
Mute us for a second.
Yeah, mute us for a second. So, or take your headphones off for 3 minutes.
I'll wave to.
That
spoiler.
motherfucker.
Wait! I got a banner for this.
Spoiler alert!
Spoiler alert! Banner coming right. Should be right on the fucking top. As many fucking spoilers as y'all do. Where'd it go? Damn! I lost the spoiler. There it is.
Okay, so spoiler alerts for the chat and for the audio on Invincible on Amazon. These two told me about this. I had no idea that it was. I had no idea it was animated. I just turned. I was expecting it to be a movie.
Now, wasn't it? Didn't you have a better experience because we didn't tell you anything? Rather than we had
except for the fact that I knew something about the water because Haas told me that, so I knew to expect that. But it wasn't until the last episode. So
yes,
right,
that's right, that's right.
But the animation very DC-ish, I will say. So which is good. DC has great animation. The guy from The Walking Dead, boy, when he put that kid, when he held up his son through that fucking train.
No, that's not the dude from The Walking Dead. That's the yellow peanut.
No, the guy who wrote the comic is the guy who wrote Walking Dead.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Omni-Man. I'm like, no, that's a yellow peanut over there getting crazy.
Omni-Man is J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson / Commissioner Gordon.
/ the farmer's guy.
Yeah, the farmers.
Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
We've seen it. We've covered it. Son, we're gonna have to kill some of these useless humans. Your mother, she's like a pet to me.
Yes.
But I insure her with farmers.
That train scene.
Go ahead,
the voice acting, Sandra Oh is amazing.
Yes, she's
J.K.
really good.
Simmons is amazing. Ezra Miller, the Flash, as the weird doctor is. He blew it out of the fucking water.
Yes. What do you think about the twins?
The twins were
the clones.
Which ones were
the clones.
Oh, those guys were fucking hilarious. The blue guys.
I love them.
Yeah,
the shower scene was amazing.
I told you were the clone.
The Luke Cage parody, voiced by the guy who voices Cyborg in Teen Titans. He was Luke Cage. He even took over the Syndicate like Luke Cage did.
Reginald Vell Johnson.
Reginald Vell Johnson High School.
Yes, and dude, he looked exact like when I saw the cartoon character, the cartoon character of the dad from Family Matters.
Yes,
I saw the cartoon character before he talked, and I said I stopped it right there, and I googled, and because Amazon will tell you who the actors are, right?
Yeah.
If you touch your screen, and I'm like, I knew it was fucking Lara's dad, Lara. I was like, he drew him just exactly like him.
Yeah.
But that show is awesome. And
Omni-Man
makes Homelander look like a little
dude.
Like a bitch.
Omni-Man. I thought Homelander was the worst of the worst.
Yeah.
And then Omni-Man is just
6 months ago.
Like, what the fuck, man?
6 months ago, there was no one more diabolical than fucking Homelander. We were like, Homelander was crazy.
They watch this show. They got to up their game now. They watch that shit. They like, oh shit, we need to. Stormfront was worse.
Stormfront was close.
Yeah, Stormfront was
Stormfront
close.
was
Stormfront wasn't fucking with Omni-Man. Omni-Man is on a whole new
nother
level. When the homie ejected out of the jet,
Yeah.
and then he went, oh, see, I told you saved him for nothing. I was like,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Just grabbed him and just
though a couple real quick.
All that energy you just wasted saving his life. And for what?
That's a good impression too. But in the beginning, he saves Darkwing. Remember, Darkwing's getting crushed by the truck in the very first episode.
Yeah.
And he saves him. And I thought about it. I'm like, why did he save him? Because he wanted to be the one who killed him.
Exactly.
That is a fucking sadist motherfucker.
That was
he saved his life so he could be the one that killed him.
Yes.
Unfortunately for me, I have joined an Omni-Man Omni-posting Facebook group.
There is one?
I'll send y'all some invites. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
The memes, like, don't go in there with a weak stomach. They are ruthless. None of it is really, like, a lot of it gets right up on the line. Right up on the line.
I need an Omni-Man t-shirt.
Just the O.
Just the big old dude.
Yeah, they'll know what's up.
I'm totally down for that.
We're all gonna come in here for a Halloween show, all dressed as Omni-Man. Like, oh man.
What do you guys think about? See, I think if they play this smart for season 2,
yes,
I think Omni-Man will not be in season 2 until the very last episode, maybe, because they've got all these they've got so many storylines, and that big lion dude is like a bat. He's gonna be the one who.
They made a lot of
that motherfucker was cold.
They made a lot of fan fiction about getting done up the butt by the Lion Man. I'm telling you, that Facebook group is not for those with a weak stomach. They're wild in there. But
what are you guys looking forward to in the? What do you think season 2 is going to hold for us? My thought is no Omni-Man till the end, and they're going to cover some of these other storylines. But what do you guys think?
Found it.
Cool.
Oh, it's definitely going to be the development of Invincible's powers.
He's gonna have to.
He's got to level up. So that's definitely
hold on. Let me pour one out for my man, the Immortal.
Yes, they killed that motherfucker twice.
Yo, Immortal came back fucking.
Where is Omni-Man?
Yeah, but you saw he gonna be back again though. He gonna be back again. They was putting them together again.
Oh my man got absolutely trashed.
How you get your spine ripped out twice?
Damn, he fucked you up on that second go.
Yeah, and those Martians is going to be a problem too. But
they're gonna be a problem.
Yeah, but this show is.
And how about the Detective Hellboy was one of my favorites.
Yes, Detective Hellboy.
Almost too.
He was
almost
fantastic.
Almost too obvious that it was Hellboy, but still all these guys were obvious. And that was the cool thing is they could the girl was totally Starfire. You know, they've had that. They totally.
Oh, you mean
ripoff?
It's the homegirl
but it's
from
good that they did it.
From The Boys. Her name wasn't Starfire, was it? It was like Starlight.
No, I'm talking about the one who
from Teen Titans.
From Teen Team in Invincible. The girl who goes to school with him,
Adam Eve,
right? She's clearly Starfire parody, is what I was saying. But she played that role in Teen Titans, so she played that role from Teen Titans.
And
but
homie from Heroes was Invincible, and he was great. I loved him too.
No, Quinto was the robot who was the cyborg ripoff.
That was he.
Zachary Quinto was robot.
Who was Invincible?
Some Asian actor who I don't know.
No, he's real big. Oh, hold on, I can't think of
the guy who played Invincible is an Asian actor from what's the Crazy Rich Asians. I don't know who it is though. But okay, so we'll
let's wrap it up.
Yeah, we'll wrap it up. So we'll because Tim and Doc are both or Frustrated Atheists are both
cringing
from the show. Yes, but thanks for letting me watch that, and fuck you for making me watch that grotesque shit.
It was.
I don't
awesome,
know. He's got a little humanity in him because you saw it here and there, but
stop ruining it. Stop. His headphones are back. Stop.
All right, now
my headphones.
Tim's
they're
back.
back.
All right. Let's play the music.
Oh shit. I'm ready. Don't ever think that I'm not ready for this.
You're not ready.
I've got something for you.
I have a surprise for you, Haas. Give me 10 seconds. I
All right,
totally
10
forgot that. I
10.
totally. That's enough.
You know, I'm totally off script right now.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug. I believe you meant.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
That was for Jenna.
I wonder if I. Shit.
Oh fuck.
I have like 4 versions of it.
Just pick one, dude.
All right, I'll pick one. All right,
Pick
I will.
one, dude.
This is the new one. Here we go.
Yeah, I got your. Jenna, you're in the chat. Which one was the good take? It was the last one, I think. I think it was the last one. I can preview it real quick.
Yeah, we'll edit it out. Just the very last one. There you go. Play it up.
No, that's not the right one. It's this one.
Oh Jesus Christ!
Hold on. It's trust me.
So what's been happening out there, everybody? How's everybody? Tim, how's the food truck business?
Right now it's shit.
Okay, I got it.
Moving on.
Yeah, I got it. It's this one. Okay, hold on. It's so worth it, y'all. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared. I forgot to upload it. I can't believe I forgot to upload it.
I'll explain later, but my truck is in disrepair.
While he's getting that pulled up, we are retaining a guy. I think we've agreed on the one guy, but we will have new logos coming soon. So
y'all lucky I don't have more time, or else I learn how to do that too, so we don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, we switched the picture.
Hey, look at him. All right, audio's going.
Look at that big old big face watch.
That's that Hydromax Ocean Voyage, baby.
The time was 6 o'clock on the Swatch watch.
All right, here we go.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection. And the DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
I'm not on drugs. Okay, I am slightly aroused. Go ahead, Big Haas.
I told you it was worth it. I forgot. I can't believe I forgot to upload it. We recorded it last week, and I forgot. My bad. That's my bad.
He took the glasses off. What the hell?
Yeah, she got him. You want to hear it again? Hold on, I'll play it again. Hold on.
No, I'm good.
No, hold on. You good? I got you.
He can't. The pants are already stained. He's good.
No, I didn't get the timer right. Let me do it one more time. Thanks, Jenna, for helping out the show. Here we go.
Welcome to the Humidor with Big Haas. Find out what Haas is puffing and drinking tonight. If you try his suggestion and you die, that is natural selection. And the DOA podcast is not responsible for you being weak fucking sauce. So now, the one, the only, Big Haas.
That's so good. I just wish he would have said, "That's just natural selection, baby." But that was fantastic.
We got an intro too. We can exit. We can exit the show on the intro because I totally forgot about it. Damn it! And I was in here fucking 45 minutes early for no fucking reason. Could have totally been uploading that, so it's just a button to push.
We should have been here. We were supposed to be here early to record our promo.
We ain't got to talk about that.
Someone didn't show up. Big Haas, what are you smoking?
What you smoking or drinking, Big Dog?
Oh my God! Let me gather myself.
Fan yourself off. You sweating?
Let me gather myself. Man, oh man! All right. Okay, so today I'm smoking.
I got to go change my pants. I'll be right back.
I was smoking one of the most popular blends from the Rocky Patel line.
Not Rocky Patel.
This is the Rocky Patel ALR Toro Natural. Okay.
What's ALR?
ALR is aged, limited, rare. Okay. So this cigar, it's I've never had it before, but I've always heard about it. So I've always been like, damn, I need to smoke one of these. And we finally got some in at the Torch Cigar Lounge and Cigar and Hookah Lounge in Lockport. I'm there on Sundays. Come see me. Oh, Dutch shouldn't have left.
I'll say it.
Okay, you get to say it. All right, so this is a Habano wrapper over. Come on now.
Nicaragua.
The binder and the filler are from, say it again.
Nicaragua.
That is correct. And like I said, this is a Toro, so it's about 6-inch by 52 ring gauge. So it's about an inch bigger than a Robusto and about 2 thicker than a Robusto. All right. So now the limited portion comes because there are only about 1,500 boxes produced. Okay.
Nicaragua.
And they actually make a surplus of about 10,000 cigars that are in storage as part of Rocky Patel, that's his actual name, personal inventory. So those are
what
ones
the hell?
Yeah. And then they'll decide after a while, okay, you know what? We got about 6,000 of these left. Let's make another, because it's boxes of 20. So let's make another, 1,000 boxes or whatever.
You're not talking about like his personal collection or nothing, just like
personal inventory.
Why do you need 10,000 cigars?
Because these men, these cigar enthusiasts and the cigar aficionados, they smoke cigars like I smoke, like more than like sometimes I'll smoke 3 or 4 cigars a day. These guys will smoke 6 or 7 cigars a day.
That's 1,000 days.
I'm just saying.
You need 3 years and you still coming out with them?
Hold on. Check it out though. That's just this one blend, dude.
Oh, see, y'all wilding.
The Rocky Patel suite of blends is massive. And I like most of them. And you know something? Here's what's funny. Here's what's funny about Rocky Patel cigars. When I first started dabbling in the Rocky Patel line, I didn't like them very much. But as my palate has developed and matured over the years, I like them more and more and more. And that's just because I'm able to experience the notes and the nuances that they're talking about. When they talk about how they blended it and what notes that they're giving it. I'm able to actually experience them now, whereas before I was just so young in the game, my tongue wasn't as mature as it is now. You know what I mean? Pause.
Not so mature tongue.
As you can see, a nice milk chocolate kind of cover, kind of coloring to it with a light sheen, a little shiny, a little veiny. I like that because it gives me that just rolled feel. Nice one coming down the middle here. Boop. And then another one shooting off this way. Then another one come down that way. It's like a Snickers. And then it's kind of bumpy. And I don't know if you guys can get close enough. I don't know if the focus is good enough to kind of see.
Yeah, we got you.
Where it's a little bumpy. Which is cool. It's cool. I like it. I like that. It's just
character.
It adds character to the cigar. Okay. This is a double-banded cigar. So you have the Rocky Patel band, and then you have the band that speaks to the blend. Aged, limited, rare. Okay. And as you can see, the burn line is pretty. There's a little wave to it, but that's because I just touched it.
Pause.
Yeah, just pause that.
Got right back in time for that one.
Right. So I noticed right off the bat, as soon as I took it out of the cellophane, I gave it a little smell, and I could smell the pepper. And then when I do my cut, my V cut especially, I give the cap a little lick. Okay.
Pause again.
Well, I do that because sometimes
tell me about your cap licking technique. Can you expound on that a little bit?
Just like a little like that. You treat it like a nipple. But sometimes the cap is a little.
That ain't the way I treat the nipple.
A little dry. Well,
it's a circular.
I'm not a pit bull like you.
A circular motion with a hickey.
Just because I gave you one of the techniques, I'm not going to teach you the 5-finger palm.
I don't need you to teach me, professor. Not when it comes to that, professor.
Oh, sometimes it's a little dry, and when you do a V cut, especially, it'll crack the cap. And you don't want that because then like the two parts will come off. So I give it just a little something to put a little moisture on it, and then I cut it. Okay, so I got a nice deep V cut. Helps enhance the draw. And as you can see, this is the Toro's a 6-inch, and I'm down to about maybe 1.25 inches. Pause. Left. And it's just an amazing cigar because when I did the little lick, I got the pepper, and I could tell that there's going to be a lot of pepper right at the beginning. And sure enough, there's pepper right at the beginning, and a little bit of cocoa, and a little bit of a woodsy note. I couldn't tell too much of it, but as I went through, it got a little bit.
You licked the cocoa woody?
I licked the cocoa cap. The cap. And it's more of a, it's not really a lick because I kind of.
It's a wetting.
Yeah, I put my mouth over it and I just.
Haas, we friends, but I'm gonna need you to not demonstrate that again.
You
got 4 demonstrations off. I get it. And they can't even see you in the audio.
It's for Jenna. It's for Jenna for that amazing
Onlyfans.com/DOA podcast. All the cigar licking you can take.
Cap moistening.
You lost your damn mind.
Now, as I went through the cigar, I noticed something that I hadn't noticed before in any cigar. I was finally able to experience a little bit of the citrus, and it might be because of what I'm pairing it with, which we'll get to in a second. But as you go through the cigar, the pepper kind of wanes and the citrus kind of wanes, but the coffee bean kind of comes through more. So I'm interested in trying one of these with some coffee because the primary note as you go through is the coffee. But as I got through towards the end here, the pepper kind of comes back a little bit, and the woodsy note kind of comes back a little bit. You know what I mean?
It's a rainbow of flavors.
It's nice. It's nice to, kind of change intensities and
they like that.
Just switch things up a little bit as you go through the cigar. It's part of the enjoyment process. You don't want to have it the same way the whole way through. You want to be consistent, but you don't want it to be boring. You know what I mean?
You gotta do the hezzy step, before you drive to the lane.
Now, I started off. I was going to my aunt and uncle were over this weekend, and my uncle brought some beer. So I was going to try this one beer because it's actually made by a company called Cigar City Brewing. And this is 100% my feeling about this beer.
It's not just yours though.
Like I might pack these up and send them to Dutch because he likes IPAs. It was the Highlight India Pale Ale IPA. And I absolutely do not like it.
I've never
this
seen
has
it,
6
but I'm down. Let's do it.
This has 6 hop varieties.
I will drink it on the show.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get Dutch's address, and I'm going to.
You don't have my address. Since
I don't.
When?
I don't.
Man, I got your address locked into my fucking Amazon. You don't even know my address. See, and
hey man,
that's because you got Dog the Bounty Hunter chasing after you. We don't never.
Hey, Dutch.
Discrimination on this show is ridiculous.
You know, my wife be like, "What does Dutch do?" I'll be like, "He in sales of some sort." You know, I'll be asking him questions like that. What do you think? I'm gonna know your address? I don't even know what you do, really.
You don't want to know but you know my sign. You guess that.
Damn it, Dutch! You ain't got no damn job.
I'm just a welfare baby, a socialist.
So you didn't catch the reference, Dutch? Come on, man.
I took a
habitual line stepper.
I took a sip of this, and I immediately did not like it, so I had to switch. So I switched to.
Good job sticking with it. There.
It's not. It doesn't get better. It just gets worse.
The old Smoky Tennessee Moonshine apple pie never fails.
Yeah, you know, IPA is an acquired taste, so.
Oh, you mean nasty?
Now listen up.
Oh, please!
I take a sip of that apple
you
pie.
Ever drank beer, you loved it. Nobody did.
Nobody did.
Right.
When I take a sip of the apple pie, the coffee goes away. The lemon and citrus comes out more, and a latent sweetness comes out as well. And it adds a little bit of personality to the cigar.
Well, I can't wait to hear the rating.
As you can see, you got a nice smoke here.
Thick smoke there.
Voluminous.
Nice thick smoke.
Not quite vape smoke.
And you know something, for a Toro, we've been on almost 2 hours, and it's still going. You know, and it's still good. And that is very important for a cigar smoker to be able to enjoy the cigar as much as possible. And you hate to get halfway through a cigar and for whatever reason it just isn't enjoyable anymore.
The thrill is gone away.
Yeah. So this one is pretty
put
good.
That on the soundboard.
I like it. I would buy a box if not for the price point. It's pretty expensive. So I would probably buy maybe a 5-pack if I could. But I have to find them because the age limited rare, as so far as I've been able to see, they only come in a box. So I would have to go to the I would have to just get them from the Torch in singles. But they're very, very good. Nice dark appearance. Very well constructed. The ash is pretty good. It doesn't flake off and get all over your clothes too much.
How many pumps on the lotion for the ash?
3.5 pumps.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
3.5 pumps on the ash. Pretty good burn. Very good consistency. The cigar is very well constructed, not falling apart as you smoke through it. I've only had it in the humidor a few days, and it's smoking very. I'm interested to see if I let these sit for another month. If I get some and let them sit for a month or 6 weeks, I'm interested to see how the profile changes. This is more of a I would call this medium to full, if I were saying, for me. You definitely don't want to smoke this on an empty stomach. You might get a little bit of a high. But as far as the leaf meter is concerned, I'm gonna give it a 4.6.
Inconceivable.
Now that's lower than prior cigars, mostly because
that's a fair score.
The pepper that you get in the beginning, for some it could be a little off-putting because it's pretty evident in the beginning of the cigar. But once you get through that first quarter inch or so, then it starts to even out a little bit more and kind of gets to be more even keeled. But as far as everything else, you know, it's right on point. And another reason I factor price point in as well when I'm giving my leafer meter, because if you have a cigar that you really enjoy, but it's cost prohibitive, then you don't get to enjoy it. So that takes away from the overall rating to me.
You can't even get it. Can't even get it when you want it.
It's like, and this is definitely a cigar where if I bought a few, I'm not giving these out. These are mine. You know what I mean? Because it's a nice, it's about $260, $275 to get a box. You know what I mean? That's
sharing is caring, but not not like that.
You're gonna get one of my other cigars. But the great thing about me is this.
Tell us why you're great.
The great thing about me when it comes to me sharing cigars is this. If I give you a cigar, every cigar in my humidor is good. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just that some are of a higher tier than others, so I'm a little stingier with them.
You still got that Trump 2020 in there?
I smoked it. I took
the
band off.
Throw it away.
I took the band off and I burned the band. I just couldn't bring myself to just burn up a cigar that I know they just put the band on. It was a house blend that they put the band on.
I think that's fair. I think that there's probably better Trump 20. They probably just put on some bullshit cigars because they knew.
I doubt if it wasn't really bullshit. It was a solid, like this one had aged a while, so it's actually a little better than the one I reviewed on the show.
You know what it was? He was worried about me coming over with my cell phone and the Mini Cooper, taking a picture of him with that Trump 2020 cigar. He had to get rid of the evidence.
I took that band off and burned it so fast.
That also, though, the fact that Trump's not in office anymore, so it's probably a little bit more refreshing. We'll get you that. Don't worry. I'm sure the Trump 2024 will be.
Oh, it'll be out.
As good of a review.
No, he'll be reelected in July. He's going to get reelected in July. That's the new one.
No, not reelected.
I heard he was going to get
Sidney Powell
reinstated in August.
Yeah, Sidney Powell has said that he's going to be reinstated after the Kraken comes out. And she's still talking about this now. Like this is all just from last week. Yeah. Sidney Powell has said in the last week that absolutely Trump is going to be reinstated. And that
cocaine is a hell of a drug.
That's a good one.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Did you all hear about his blog getting shut down today?
Oh no!
Poor thing.
He was from the office of the president.
Yeah, he was upset that no one was reading it, so he just closed it all down.
Well, he said he's going to start a new social media site, and he came out with a blog. What is this? 1997.
Yo, my Zanga was off the chain.
Yeah, I'm gonna listen to. I'm gonna pull up Trump's tweets on my Zune
on GeoCities
and put them up on my MySpace.
Hey, my boy Adam still has his Zune.
Nah,
he's got music. He's got music on there. He doesn't want to get rid of. So
it's called transferring it to a computer and putting it on an actual device, not a Zune.
He may have, but
he probably lost that cord.
He's nostalgic.
Right,
I'm nostalgic as well.
That proprietary cord.
They have 13 wires around a fucking wine bottle cork, and that was the only way to transfer your files on a Zune.
You try to find the something to connect it to a USB-C on Amazon. It's like $93.15. You want some music, buddy? You gonna get it.
You have to re-download MySpace just to fucking email that shit to yourself.
All right, so we're gonna play prank one, marry one, snap one with Mikey today because we've already done Jim.
Shit.
We've done him, Pauls.
Just to set the tone, so Timmy will get to pick one too. Set the tone. I'm going to start with Andrew Yang.
I'm not afraid.
Andrew Yang.
Andrew Yang. That's all right. It's Pride Month.
No.
Shut up, my people.
I'm just teasing. Ilhan Omar. Tim, you're up.
AOC.
Nope. We've done her too many times. Pick somebody
you've
else.
done AOC too many times. Okay.
She's a whore on this podcast. Apparently,
stop
everybody
does her,
and everybody
like
picks her too. So she's on boycott for a little while. Elizabeth Warren. Oh god, that was a poorly done. Big house.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go outside of the political sphere.
Yeah, Tim, feel free to think of another one.
Give him a mulligan on Elizabeth Warren.
I'll give me a second.
Be mean.
Make Make it tough, Tim.
Okay.
Make it tough.
Hanging tough.
So I got Ilhan Omar. All right.
Yeah, you got Ilhan Omar.
Okay.
Tim.
No, go ahead.
Haas, you're up.
I'm up.
For a second.
Yeah, he needs a second. He needs a second.
Okay, I'm gonna go outside of this political sphere. Okay. I'm gonna go. Don't do it. Sister Night from Watchmen.
No, Regina.
Oh, Regina King. Okay.
I thought we was friends, homie. You used to be the man, homie. Damn, homie.
Tim's just Googling people Mike highlight.
Man, I'm trying
popular.
Oh, we lost Doug.
Here's the problem.
Yes.
Is I don't remember too many people's names. Oh, Angelina Jolie. How about that?
How did you know that one?
Ooh. Wait. First Tomb Raider, Angelina Jolie, or Salt, Angelina Jolie.
Or Wanted Angelina Jolie.
I'm gonna go with Wanted Angelina Jolie.
I was hoping you
really,
would say that.
She looks really good in this new Eternals trailer, though. I will say that.
Ilhan Omar, Angelina Jolie, and Regina King. Fuck.
We hit the diversity checklist.
Ooh, they hit you. Oh, frustrated atheists hit you with the Kerry Washington.
He don't get a vote. He from Texas.
That's a good one though.
He think Texas barbecue tastes good. He don't get to vote. Oh shit. All right. Well, I'm gonna get the snap out the way. And this is no shade, but Miss Omar, I can't. You got to get snapped, because with the prank and the Mary, I got to be very exclusionary, and I need to know what's popping. So, fuck, Regina King, or see, it just tears me apart. Annie, you're tearing me apart. I'm gonna have to prank Angelina. I gotta marry Regina King. We could sit around and do all the episodes of the Boondocks together. I gotta marry her.
And it's fitting that you picked her because of Watchmen.
Yeah.
And the tie-in to the Tulsa incident. And
that's exactly what I was thinking. Yes.
No, I know that, but it is still fitting.
Yeah.
It is still fitting.
I was not objectifying women. Women are beautiful, unique, powerful creatures that I fear.
I can't wait till it's my turn and you give me like Tucker Carlson, Sean Hannity, and Ben Shapiro.
I want to marry all of them, says Dutch.
Let me tell you what I would do. Carlson. Let me tell you. I would definitely marry Tucker Carlson in that scenario, because I'm going to make that motherfucker my bitch.
You're going to be abusive?
I'm going to abuse the shit out of Tucker Carlson. I'm going to be a shitty-ass husband. Look, Tucker Carlson...
Dig on America does not advocate spousal abuse in any shape, form, or fashion.
Unless it's me abusing Tucker Carlson. In that particular case, it is condoned. If I was married to Tucker Carlson, I would treat him like shit. I would make him my little bitch, and he would become the most pro-gay, bow tie wearing weirdo that there is out there. And he would all of a sudden just
I don't know that you can just
he'd be for every single cause that he's against right now. So
I don't think we should cast the blight of Tucker Carlson onto our gay community. Like, they don't want his ass. The Pride peoples don't want Tucker Carlson. He can stay his ass over whatever the hell he is.
They probably don't want, they may not want him, but as long as he stops the hateful rhetoric, then that's a plus.
Don't nobody care about that. He can shut up anyway. They're ready for this fight.
I'm still marrying Tucker.
Let me just say, I just placed an order for what I think is the coolest fucking Omni-Man shirt.
I don't trust you anymore, Big Haas. You brought up Regina King. And when is it Haas's turn? Did we already get Haas?
Yeah, we got it. We got him good.
Who do we get you with, Haas?
We got him with Michelle Obama.
Angela Bassett.
And Kamala Harris.
I'm speaking.
That was rough.
Fair enough. I had tonight coming. I won't take it. No.
No,
and shout out to Tim for fucking knowing that Angelina Jolie was my biggest crush in like high school. And for
everybody loved Angelina Jolie back in the day. Man.
No, it's different, bro. I had a watercolor of her that was framed in my bedroom.
Oh wow.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I love me some Angelina Jolie.
It was on the ceiling.
That sounds like me and Sade. I love Sade.
That's not her name.
Her and her Sade. I love
that. No, that's the name of the band.
I know that's not her. That's the name of the band.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're talking about.
It's still real to me. Damn it!
Don't shatter my illusions.
Dude, I would kiss all over her big ass forehead.
I do agree though. This Kerry Washington.
Nah, you don't get the vote, bro.
You know something? I had a thing for Kerry Washington, and then it kind of waned.
You know who I had a thing for?
Wait, Kerry Washington was the temptress in Why Did I Get Married with Chris Rock, right? I think I Love My Wife. That was the name of the movie.
She was in one of those movies. I don't know which one, but she's in Scandal.
I know that. I don't like her in Scandal.
And
they muted her her curvature.
Tia and Samira Lowry. I'm glad y'all didn't bring that up. I'm young. They were just always like 5 years old, and I was just like, one day. But it didn't happen. I tried to hit him up on AOL Instant Messenger.
Yes.
Didn't work.
Kerry Washington was at the pinnacle of her powers in I Think I Love My Wife. Oh my God.
Oh, and she was in Django.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Still haven't watched it.
But
you haven't watched Django?
Not interested.
Dude, you have to watch that. Leonardo DiCaprio's character.
I love Leo.
Candy.
Leo is great. Leo is great.
Hilarious.
I don't rock with Quentin Tarantino. He on some weirdo shit, man. I don't know what it is.
I don't watch that movie.
Give it 15 years. There's gonna be a whole Showtime documentary about the weird shit that fucking Tarantino was up to. I'm not supporting the man because I can feel it in the ether that there's going to be a doc about Quentin Tarantino.
Well,
dude's only making like.
I had to do him like I do R. Kelly and I do Michael Jackson. Have to separate the man from his art.
Now, don't you say that about Mike. Don't you say that about Mike.
You know what Dave Chappelle said?
We can do a whole episode about Mike Jackson.
You know what Dave Chappelle said? I thought you kids was just a dying wish. You guys getting stronger every time I see you in court.
Getting stronger and stronger every time I see you.
Hey, I was gonna say a sec when you brought up Kerry Washington because she reminds me of this other actress, but I used to have a big crush on her. Was Elise Neal? Remember her?
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Elise Neal was
in Rosewood, I was like, oh my god, she's gorgeous. Rosewood. What do you think of Rosewood?
You know who Elise Neal?
I love that movie. That's one of the movies that made me really rock with Ving Rhames.
You know who Elise Neal looked like?
Who?
Elise Neal?
Jenna.
She looks like.
You're right. That's why
they got that same smile.
Yeah,
that's
smile.
what it is.
It's the teeth. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving on.
Hold on. That's it.
That's what it is.
Okay.
She just put them cat-eyed glasses on Elise Neal and tell me it ain't Jenna. Tell me it ain't.
Those glasses, man.
It's the same person.
Wait a minute. Let's take another minute for them glasses.
When the last? Hold on.
Same place at the same time?
Yeah, we ain't never seen Elise Neal on no live streams, but we did see Jenna. Notice how the two were never in the same meeting.
You're exactly right.
I'm putting them together.
It's Batgirl and Brucetta Wayne. I get it. Perfect.
Oh my god, I'm looking at pictures of Elise Neal right now, and I'm just like,
ain't that Jenna?
That is freaking Jenna.
See, Jenna.
It's the glasses. It throws you off like Clark Kent.
It's funny because you'd be like, stupid fucking Superman universe, people. Obviously, it's Superman. This has clearly been Elise Neal in our presence this whole damn time, and we over here calling her Jenna.
Elise Neal is 55 though, and
you're outed.
Freaking phenomenal.
It don't matter with them.
You're outed.
You know that.
So,
you know it
the
don't
girl
matter.
looked good for her age. Okay.
You're outed,
Jenna.
She don't look 50.
Gig is up. So thank you to Elise Neal for joining the show last week. I will
appreciate
change
you,
the
Elise
credits
Neal.
on that. and make sure that it says Elise Neal was on last week's show.
Put that on her IMDb that she was on
Jenna, that is
the podcast.
You are her doppelganger because, my God.
I'll type her name in the chat so you can search better. There you go.
Okay, so Haas has to go. We're gonna go.
Yes.
Tim, you haven't said much, so say something. Give us a quick random, one of your quick random history facts or political facts or something. Give us something.
Actually, I got something for you because Mikey was talking about it before, and I wanted to bring it up. He was talking about how black people don't trust government, and I got some stats for you.
Oh, I like stats.
I got some stats for you. So this is from a book called Uneven Roads. It's from my race and politics class.
Okay.
And it talks about how African American trust in government peaked during the Civil Rights era, 1964 to 1968. Black respondents reported having the highest trust in government at about 70%.
Okay.
It went down a bit because of presidents and distrust in government. They didn't trust Bush that much. They didn't trust Clinton that much. They didn't trust, Reagan.
I wonder why.
But the Pew Research Center found that black trust was only at 38% under President Obama. And that was his peak for black trust. That was his peak in 2013.
Yeah.
Because he's still part of the machine.
Correct.
And then it went all the way down to 13% under Trump.
Oh, I got breaking news. I just got an alert.
Trump is back in office?
No. Legendary Duke basketball coach Mike Krzyzewski is retiring.
Yeah, we saw that earlier. That's not breaking.
Wow, I didn't.
Thanks for the late news, Cronkite.
Hey, thanks for reporting it, asswipe.
It's a political show, though. Did you see?
We got little drips and drabs and droplets of sports and stuff in here.
Did you see Mark Eaton died?
Yes, I saw that. That was a few days ago. Rest in peace to one of the great big men.
Yeah,
one of the greatest bigs ever to lace him up.
Yeah. Mark Eaton was the man.
You won walking up into that paint unscathed.
No.
Now with Mark Eaton,
you go catch one of these.
And
you know what was great about Mark Eaton? Mark Eaton. I want to say it was Mark Eaton. Bill Laimbeer didn't go up play his games around that.
Oh no.
No, Bill Laimbeer didn't play with him, and Bill Laimbeer didn't play with Ewing that way.
Nope.
And Kevin McHale.
No, because he would have got. You know what? I don't remember if he went after McHale or not, but McHale was really scrawny. But Ewing,
McHale has some
Olajuwon.
He had that footwork though. He was almost like Olajuwon modeled his game after him.
Hakeem, Ewing, and Eaton.
Monsters in
Laimbeer. Laimbeer didn't want to play his usual games with them. He'll play with Bill Cartwright, but
Bill Cartwright would get you with a bow too. I saw him.
Bill Cartwright was just dirty.
Yeah,
he wasn't skilled.
KG veteran is a euphemism for dirty.
He said,
like John Stockton was a KG veteran.
He said, "Oh, you dunked on me. Impressive. Come on down here.
Let's get down here and take this bow to your belly button.
I'm gonna have to touch you up, youngster. Let me touch you up real quick."
All right, Tim.
Oh, wait. Doc Fearsome has a question. I think we should answer.
Oh yes.
What is? Oh, you didn't explain what the snap is.
So if you say the K word on the internet, it's very, very, very bad. So we have decided to adopt Snap from Avengers, as in the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet Snap. So we won't K word anyone, but we can snap them.
And prank is the
no, it means prank.
Prank means brown chicken, brown cow. Brown chicken, brown cow.
So I do got one more.
Excuse me, will you check my pipes?
Oh yeah,
in the back?
Go.
Did somebody order a pizza? Extra sausage.
Mr. Bristol, the grilled cheese king, is talking. Be respectful to the
Abe Froning,
the leader of the grilled cheese cult. I did find one other thing that I wanted to tell you guys, and this is super relatable to what you were talking about before. Senator Cory Booker in a recent interview
talked
about when he was
you packed your angry eyes.
When he was at Stanford University, he was pulled over by the police because they thought he was stealing his own car.
That happens a lot.
I heard they pulled him over because he was stealing all the food from the vegan section.
No, he stole my other girl, Rosario Dawkins. That's what he stole.
Yes.
He stole my other bae.
Right. He stole Rosario, so fuck him.
Right.
Give her back.
And Tim, I'm over here like Jodeci, Tim. I'm over here like Jodeci. I'm still waiting.
Uh-oh, you
for
robot
that grilled cheese packet.
Listen, as soon as I invent the technology to get grilled cheese still hot through the mail.
It don't have to be hot. I got a microwave.
Okay.
Seal that joint. Seal it up in a nice vacuum packed container.
You got to send me your address.
I will.
We'll be done.
Answer your question, Tim.
You have a question down there.
I have heard.
What is your channel name?
Oh, okay. So my podcast is Speaking from the Center.
Whoop whoop.
We're on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch and Twitter and all the things.
They're great. Everybody go check them out.
Yeah. Mikey's been on the show before. Dutch has been on the show before. I think Shartan is one of our producers, and so is Jenna. Jenna's a producer of the show because of the.
You mean Elise Neal?
Yes, Elise Neal is
her real name
of Speaking from the Center.
Yeah. We're not using a government name here. We're using a real name.
I've also been on the bin frequently, but not lately because the bin is also the same time as I have to do food truck stuff.
Oh, like get it fixed.
Yeah, like get it fixed.
Oh, he says that's not it. I think he saw you in some porno. So he was wondering where he saw you before, but maybe it was in one of your porns.
Was he the husband going to work?
The shirt.
He was the cuck.
He was the husband going to work.
I said you could do whatever you want to try out my new camera. This is not what I had in mind.
Just shut up and watch. This is crazy. You never do that for me.
But one more thing I wanted to mention about Cory Booker is the dude grew up in suburban New Jersey, and he said that the place he was afraid the most in his life was Palo Alto, California.
I don't know what that.
That's where Stanford is.
California correspondent.
I know where Palo Alto is.
Tell us all about it.
I'm not aware of anything sinister there. Perhaps Jenna might know, but I certainly don't. It's not far.
When he got pulled over
far from our corporate offices,
there were 5 police cars and 6 officers that surrounded him, guns drawn.
Jesus Christ, he must have been a nice car. What do you have? One of those damn Sterlings?
He had one of them Beamers.
Right?
He had a 5-tray.
Well, I mean, he's going to Stanford. He must have had something.
Yeah, he wasn't in no Pinto.
But yeah,
too nice for him to be in.
Too nice. This Ford Festivo is way too nice to be yours. Must have stolen it.
In fact, that's what he said, that they thought he stole the car because it must have been too nice for him.
Yep.
Yeah, like I've been told a few times in Naperville and other cities. How do you afford a car like this?
Your mama pays me well for the work I do.
I buy it with my government cheese.
I do a lot of sex work with your mother, and she pays well.
We just got a message from TJ. It says, I saw the message late, guys. Wish I could have been there tonight. So there you go, Haas. The message from your old co-host.
Love you, TJ.
Love you, TJ.
All right. So Tim, thank you, sir.
Yeah. Speaking from the center, we're changing our nights to Wednesdays because Thursday is kind of complicated, but it'll be.
So you're going to be competition to this show. I see.
Well, he's got to get off of the competition with the big dogs.
It's going to be 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Wednesdays. We're taking a few
that's
weeks
not
off.
Competition. Okay.
Yeah. We're taking a few weeks off. We're going to be back at the end of June.
Good.
And,
okay. You must be real probably go on hiatus and shit. God damn.
You like Legends of Tomorrow. You like Legends of Tomorrow coming on before us. As
my co-host is getting his second vaccination shot on next Wednesday, so he will be out of commission.
Maybe.
I
didn't have the slightest. I've only had my first shot, but I didn't even have the slightest reaction to my first Moderna shot.
He's getting the second Moderna.
So we'll see. I'll have the next one on Juneteenth. So if I do die, it will be some poetic justice.
Oh, and for people who are following us on social media, I will be posting from all of the channels that I'm associated with. I want to have a Juneteenth celebration. I'm going to get all of my Black creators and content makers and my streamers and my podcasters. I want all of us to get together and have a good old time and laugh and giggle and have some yuckity yucks. And I want to celebrate and showcase all of my peoples on Juneteenth as a tradition starting in 2021 for the rest of my time on the interwebs.
Well,
Dutch need not apply.
I'll be there anyway. All right, play the music or beg for money. Talk about our logo and send us home, sir, if you would be so kind.
So, if you guys want to support independent media such as Dig on America, please by all means go to patreon.com/Dig on America. Help us get to that $100 goal so that we can start donating money to very worthy causes. We're almost there. So if you want to, if you're already a supporter, the best thing you do is just guilt one of your friends into doing it. Be like, I do it. Why don't you do it? Just use peer pressure. It's very effective, especially in you young people. And if you are not financially in a position,
okay, boomer,
you want to do this, Dutch? Thank you very much. So, and if you are not in a financial position to help us monetarily, by all means, please like, comment, share on YouTube. Make sure you follow us on Twitch. Lots of interactions in the chat. All that good stuff. All that makes us look good in the algorithm. All that stuff gets us in front of new eyes. And maybe those people have money. Or if you are listening through your favorite podcatcher, make sure you give us a rating, 5 stars. And give us a profanity-free comment to let us know, hey, you love us and you want us to be ranked higher in the podcast political genre. All right. So for me, Mikey Famine,
we did get a. I'm sorry, I don't mean to. We did. I just double checked. We just got a iTunes review from Reservation for Jerry. That says, a great listen. This show covers some of the most sensitive and important topics in American culture today. It tackles the hard issues with informative and straight to the point opinions. Cannot wait for the next episode. Thank you to Reservation for Jerry. We have 70 ratings now. Get us to 100, guys. Hit that 5-star on iTunes.
Yeah, 5 stars, great. All right, Haas, you ready to melt? Because part 2.
Oh, here we go. World premiere.
This is probably going to be weird. You'll just have to find the outro, Dutch. You got the MP3, right? You can just tag it on the end. It's not going to be a big deal.
Yeah, we're good. I'll tag it on the beginning.
Okay. So here,
just don't talk over it, then we'll be good.
All right, everybody, shut up. Here we go.
Welcome, everyone, to Dig on America, a socio-political podcast where every week we give you the dig on U.S. history, politics, policy, and sometimes pop culture, and discuss how they affect social issues today. DOA is an independent media supported by listeners, but probably also a deep state propaganda arm funded by George Soros, the Clinton Foundation, Jay-Z, and
I like that because then we get to jump in at the end and Haas gets to say whoever he wants that day.
I'll say like this.
And Elise Neal. You have to re-record it though because you have to say, hey everyone, this is Elise Neal.
We got to change the name because the name's wrong. We forgot. Well, that's it. We're done.
All right.
Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out.
Thanks, Tim.
See you later.
Love you, brother.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening.
Thanks for having me.
We love y'all. We appreciate you.